Hey, everybody, I want to talk to you today about your assignment. You know, that feeling that you feel in the pit of your stomach where you may feel burdened a little bit. This is God putting you on the road. He's placing your feet on your path for your divine assignment. You are on assignment, and you've been on assignment for a very long time. And how do you know you're on assignment? Because you're being guided in places that you didn't think you were going to be guided. That's the good thing about God. He knows where to lead. We just got to follow. Let him lead and you follow. You are being guided to your divine assignment. You have an assignment to meet, and you're going to meet your assignment. You're not going to keep wandering. You know, nobody likes to go through a real tough season in life. Nobody wants to go through that wilderness season. None of us really likes to go through that winter season, that season where you're isolated and you need answers, but you're not getting them, where you're alone. You know, God is there, you know, He's for you. But oftentimes in these seasons of our lives, when we go through the wilderness and when we go through these winter seasons, God often pulls us away. And the reason why God is pulling you away, because it is time for you to meet your assignment. And this is the road you're on. You're on the road to destiny. You're on that road to meet your divine assignment. And God is going to lead and God is going to guide. You just got to humble yourself down enough to just follow you wherever God is going to lead you. It's in a good place. You may not understand every step you take. You may not understand the choices that you have to make. But what you do need to understand that the choices that God is leading you to make is purposeful. Everything in life is purposeful. Everything God does in your life is purposeful. Every choice that God has already made about you is purposeful. It has destiny written all over it. It has your assignment written all over it. You have gifts and you have talents that you've been given before the foundation of the world, and God gave you these gifts for a reason. He gave you these gifts to advance His kingdom. And at certain seasons of your life, you're going to start to see the fruition of some of these gifts. And maybe you don't know what to do with them. And the reason why sometimes we don't know what to do with the gifts that we've been shown is because it's just not ready for that gift to be seen by the world. So why is God hiding you? Why is God isolating you? God is preserving you. God is protecting you. You know, sometimes we try to get ahead of God, and God is saying, no, hold on a minute, just stay in this place a little bit longer. But we're so eager to get to that destination place because honestly, none of us really like to go through a hardship. None of us like to go through spiritual warfare. We just want the results of what God is going to do. But in order to get the results and appreciate what God is going to give you, you have to be willing. You got to be willing to suffer. You got to be willing to go through that tough trial. You got to be willing to go through that season of your life where you don't know if you're going to come out of it. I understand. I've been in the wilderness. I've been in winter seasons, and periodically gotta recycle that season. God will cause that winter season to come back around. He'll cause that season in our life where we have to pass through those troubled waters, where we will have to go through the wilderness. He does it for a reason. It's not to be mean. It's time for you to meet your assignment. It's time. You can tell it's time for you to meet your assignment, and you can really see whenever God pulls you away from everything, when God just snatches you out of the world and place you all by your lonesome self. This is God saying, I pull you away, I pull you out because I'm calling you into something greater. I'm putting you into a bigger responsibility. You have a bigger call upon your life. You have a greater responsibility than the average person. You have a greater accountability that God is going to hold you to, because He said, to whom much is given, much is required. This is nothing but assignment. This is your assignment. This is nothing but your assignment. How do you know? You have a knower on the inside of you. You just know that something good is going to happen. You just know. Just think about all the gifts that you have. Maybe you have one, maybe you have two. That's your assignment. The spiritual gifts that God have you, the enemy wanted you to abort your gifts. The enemy wanted you to abort your dream, and he used you against yourself. The enemy will use us against ourselves if we let it. This is why you got to stay prayerful. This is why you have to stay in a mode where you have a lifestyle of prayer, where you got to have a lifestyle of worship. Your praise, your worship, and your prayer life, let it be a lifestyle. Sanctification, it has to be a lifestyle. If you're fast and you led to fast, if you're on a physician, if you get the okay from your doctor to do that, let it be a lifestyle for you. Everything we do for God, let it be a lifestyle. You're meeting your assignment. This is why you're going to start meeting people. You're going to start meeting people you didn't know. You're going to start meeting better people. You're going to start meeting people who are quality people. You are. You're going to meet quality people. And the reason why you're going to start meeting quality people, you're going to start seeing those little doors open. You're going to start seeing small miracles. You're going to start seeing those little breakthroughs. See, God is getting you adjusted, and He wants you to get accustomed to being treated well. When you've been treated poorly, unfortunately, we condition ourselves. That's what we're going to get. So when God begins to bless us, we'll push it back because there's no way in the world for me to be able to get a good blessing. There is no way in the world that this person is genuine that loves me. And if you're giving me an opportunity, you must want something from me. God wants you. He wants me. He wants all of you. He wants all of me. The good, the bad, and the ugly. This is why God tells us to come as we are. Come as we are. You can't fix yourself. Give yourself to God. Let God fix you. He can fix you. This is how you know you're on the road to your assignment, because these small details of your life, they're going to come back up to the surface, because God can't afford for you to bring the past into your present, because you will abort your future. And God is just not going to let that happen, because God has already preordained and God has predetermined your end from the beginning. You have an assignment. You have a purpose in this life. You matter in this life. You matter to God. You're very important to God. Even if people thought you weren't important to them, if they made you feel like you weren't important to them, don't have that perspective when it comes to God. You're on the road to doing something good. You're on the road to doing something awesome. And God chose you to do it. That's a blessing in itself, that God can choose you to place Himself in to do great and mighty things you've never known. God has chosen you to do great exploits in you and through you. This is an assignment. And there will always be an assignment against your kingdom assignment. The devil's been after your assignment in your womb, mother's womb. When you were formed in your mother's womb, the enemy came for you in that womb. And when you passed through the birthing canal and you were born, he tried to do his best to take you out as you grew, because he wanted you to feel worthless. The enemy wanted you to feel unloved. He wanted you to feel every evil, painful emotion you've ever felt. That was intentional. But turn the page, because that's your past. Your future says you're loved, you're valued, you're favored, you're the apple of God's eye. You have gifts that the world is waiting on you to bring forth. God is going to turn the pages of your life, and God is going to turn you all the way around. And God is going to place your feet in a place where it's going to grow, where you're going to produce. You weren't supposed to grow where you were. If you were, you would have grown and you would have produced more. No, that was just your stomping ground, as we would say. That was just a place where you would learn. You will learn a lot about yourself. You will learn a lot about God. And people taught you. This is why God allow us to encounter good people and bad people. We need both. Listen to me. We need both. You have to encounter good people and you have to encounter bad people because we all are mirrors. We are mirrors. And when you see something that isn't right, God wants you to rectify that. You are on kingdom assignment. You are. And a lot of people won't see you for a long time because God's going to snatch you away from people because God can't afford to allow you to be infected by people who are very poisonous and who are very lethal, who wants to suck and cipher the life, the energy out of you. Value your time and value your energy and be careful who you give your heart to. Be careful who you give your time to. Be careful who you give your focus and what you give your attention to because it matters. You got to be aware of the distractions that are going to come. When you see these distractions, when you see these tribulations just heighten, when you see these things intensify, you got to shake your head and say, yeah, God is up to something in my life. God is up to something good. Anytime you see chaos, God coming right behind that chaos. He's coming behind the chaos with favor. He's coming behind that chaos with opportunities. God is coming behind that chaos with an open door. Do what God told you to do and do it exactly how He wants you to do it. You know, sometimes when God tells us to do things and we don't see the results that we want to see, we will stop and we won't do it. And we will equate that as God didn't tell me to do it. You're being tested. Don't worry about the numbers. Just do what God told you to do and do it exactly how God told you to do it. Because when you do it God's way, you're going to prosper. You are. Your end going to be greater than your beginning. Your latter days will be greater than your former day. This is nothing but your assignment that you're getting ready to walk right into, family. I'm telling you, you're getting ready to collide with destiny. You'll see it. And give God praise before you see it in the physical realm. See it in the spirit so you can have it in the natural realm. Thank you for tuning in the broadcast today. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the videos for me. Until next time, we'll talk later. Bye-bye.